The art of letting go. This is the topic that I wanted to discuss today. To me, everything is an art. There is, and we usually hear that phrase in so many movies or when people are talking. This the art of war, the art of loving, the art of letting go, the art of living. Because everything is an art, and it when it comes naturally from within, that is when it is from a place of truth, and that is why it's called the art of anything that we want to look at. That is an art. So today I wanted to talk about art of letting go. That is the bane of all emotions. It's not as easily done to let go. We are born to make attachments. We are born to experience a multitude of emotions, a multitude of experiences, rather, I would say. Let's just put it as experiences. They are different for all of us. But throughout the entire process of living this whole thing called life, I think one of the hardest things that we experience is the art of letting go. Why do I say that? I will speak from my experiences. I I did not know how to let go, like most of us. But how did I come about to even understand something that you have to let go? I did not have a teacher. I did not have nobody. Nobody teaches you this thing unless and until you um, choose to go to a monastery or to some kind of a pilgrimage or something like that. That's when you have these gurus or these higher people with higher consciousness. They guide you into, or therapists also, they guide you into understanding that you need to let go of certain emotions, certain experiences, certain uh, illusions, certain way of thinking. The idea is to let go of whatever it is that is plaguing you, or whatever it is that is consuming you, or whatever it is that is in the forefront of your entire existence, if that makes sense to you. So how did I learn to let go? By painting. I'm fortunate I started to learn how to paint at a very early age, and I did not know. I winged it my entire 3 decades. I winged it throughout. Today I understand that most of my entire existence is mirrored into my paintings. So earlier, when I used to paint, I had a form, I had a structure in my head, and it reflected in my painting. I would I would of course layer each and every canvas, each and every painting, but I had a certain expectation out of myself that this has to be in this particular way. I cannot go off the grid in this. I would grid my canvases so that everything that I would sketch would fall in place in proportion, and that's how you learn. Initially, when you're young and you're learning to get the proportions right, we make grids and place whatever it is that we want to place on the canvas so that the proportions are right, so that the distance is right, and there is a three-dimensional effect which comes, I learned later on, from the shades of colors that you use, not the size based on the grid. That was one of the rigidity that I had to let go of. And this took me years. While I was painting, I would paint layer upon layer on one particular canvas, let's say, and I would paint because I was not satisfied with the first layer, with the second layer, with the third layer. I was not satisfied with the colors that came out. I was not satisfied with the shape of how I wanted it to look because I was holding on too much. Although there was a duality of that process. Every painting of mine has always been a phase of a particular emotion. I start off with a particular emotion, I paint, and throughout the entire process, I decipher whatever it is that I'm going through, and I kind of either make peace with it or I do something about it. That was my process of painting each canvas. But at the same time, I realized today at this age that duality, the other side of the process, was the art of letting go. Throughout that process, I would also, besides handling whatever it is that I had to handle, I was also learning to let go. So by not being satisfied with each layer, or maybe with the shade of the color, or just mirroring my internal struggle, I let go little bit by little bit. And I didn't realize I was doing that at that time. I realized that today. I let go of the rigidity that no, this wave has to be in this particular way. This color has to be in this. It has to be of this shade and this shade only. It has to bring this effect and this effect only. Eventually, throughout the process, when I would come towards the end of the canvas, it would turn out something completely different from what I started. Honestly, I this has been the process with most of my paintings. I start out with something, with a different intention, with a different vision, or with a different emotion, and at the end, it has turned out to be something that I never anticipated would turn out this way. But happens only that happened to me only because throughout that entire process with that one particular canvas, I was letting go of so many things that I did not even know I was letting go of. It's now at this phase and at this age in my life, I've realized that there is an art of letting go. And it is different for everyone. For me, it was through my painting. For me, it was through the process of painting each canvas. It can be different for you. Maybe for someone, the art of letting go is just by cleaning. There is so much chaos, or maybe the house is spick and span, but yet you find something that needs to be organized and you do it. But in the process of doing that, the process, I emphasize on the word process, you are letting go of something that is urging you to put that place or put that particular object or just clean that place and put everything in place. By doing that, you have let go of something, and when you look at it, wow, my house looks so clean. It was clean, but it suddenly looks even more clean. So it could be that. It could be maybe just going for a walk. It could be maybe splurging on something, maybe going for shopping. It could be anything. I mean, it's different for everyone. But this was my process, this was my journey. And I wanted to share that um, one of the heaviest processes or emotions in life, I would say, of letting go of anything. So it is for you to realize whatever it is that you need to let go and how you want to do it, and doing it. Because on the other side of letting go is it's a good place. You will realize that it's a good place not until you do it. So requires a lot of awareness and courage at the same time. So if you have the courage to look at it for what it is and do it, I think you're very close to the finish line, or maybe you've crossed the finish line. So that's a good that's a good test of life, I would say, the art of letting go. I wanted to share that today. I hope you like this message. I hope it made sense to you. I hope it helps somebody. If you do, if it does make sense to you and you like this message, give this message a like, or maybe share it with somebody who needs to hear this at this moment of time. And stay connected with me so we can discuss a few other, I don't know what the topics are, but we can just discuss this journey of life. Thank you for staying tuned with me.